Okay, hello guys. Let me share my screen. Remember the code was not working. So this is basically the continuation of our today's lecture, where we were trying to use the sign guestbook PHP file to so that to create a table and then insert the records. So I made it working. So let me show you what I did. So just like I had before, so I was missing a semicolon here. So what I added is I created a SQL statement saying show tables like visitors, and then you need to have two semicolons here, one inside the double quotation and then one after. So if you miss that, then it will not work. So, and then I prepared that statement and then I executed it. So the result of the execution, I'm storing it in a count number 3 variable, count 3 variable. So if the count 3 is true, like basically I'm printing in the value of count 3 to see if the table exists. If it is, so if count 3 has any value less than 0, that means table did not exist, which means go ahead and create the table. Otherwise, just insert the data. You see that? So I just, as I said, I actually made this one working by just adding a semicolon here. So I'm trying to see after the database is connected, I'm trying to see if the visitor table exists. And how do you know that? So show table like visitors basically gives you the table if a visitor table exists. And we are storing the results of the records in count 3 variable. If my count 3 has less than 0, then go ahead and create the table. That means table do not exist. So if it is not less than 0, if it is 1, basically, then control is going to come here and insert the data. So let me show you, walk you through this here. So this is my guest book.php. So let me just put out different values here. So let's use Taylor and Jordan, and then submit. There you go. So this is the name, and the message is basically telling it connected to the database and once table exit. So when the table exists, it doesn't try to create a table. So it inserts the record. So one record inserted into visitor table, right? So I'm going to alter my command so that I can get rid of all the echo statement and only add the echo statement that user need to see, which is right here. Okay, so when I come back to the PHP my admin, click on visitors, you'll see 3 records now, right? So that's me, that's Joey, and then this is Taylor, right? So this is the record that got inserted from within PHP after you click on the sign in button. So when the user clicks on the sign in button, so what we want to see is if data goes there. So this is all taken care of. So I'm gonna just comment all my echo statements. Let me do this here. So this is what you need to do. So starting from line 31, do add that code. So, but you don't need to include the echo statement. So you can, let me come back here. So on line 16, now this is a working code. So I'm commenting all my echo statements because I don't want to see this, display this. Now that my code is working, I don't want to display these echo statements to the user, but I do like to display a message saying that thank you for signing the guest book, right? So I'm gonna, oh, that's the only echo statement that user need to see. So which is right here. So I'm gonna comment all of these. So when it inserts, then I'm gonna say echo. And then I'm gonna add a h1 tag here. Well, wait. So I'm gonna add h1 tag here. Inside the else block here, okay? Inside the h1 tag here, I'm gonna say h1, beginning of h1, and then close of h1. So inside that, I'm gonna simply say thank you for signing our guest book, right? So that's the message that I want to see, and that message only need to be seen when the insert happened, right? So I'm gonna copy this code, put it into my file here, save it. So as you can see, I have commented all the echo statements that I have. So it's fetching the first name, last name, connecting to the database, checking to see if the visitor table exists. If it does not exist, go ahead and create the table. Actually, we don't want to put else block here because for the first time, if it is less than 0, it's going to create it, but control comes out of it. It will not insert it for the first time. So delete the else block. Just leave it as a part right after the if block here. Okay. This closing tag is for my try block here. So just include it in the if block. So let me put this code back here so you can see. So just put the table creation block in the if block. That's it. Okay. Do not put it under else. So this part should execute when the table creates it for the first time and then insert it, or it does not create the table, still it needs to insert the data into the table, right? That's the idea. So this is the working code. Let me show you one more time, right? So let me show you slowly. So beginning PHP, so up until line 34, and then after line 34, this is basically the remaining piece of code. Okay. So this should work. So let's test it. So let's do a final test. So I'm gonna refresh here and push my PHP and come back to the guest book. So let's use different names now. So about file. I don't know his last name, but I'll just put this. Submit. There you go. Thank you for signing our guest book. Now check back your database to see if that's added. There you go. Look at that. So that's how you validate. So that's our fourth record, you see. And the message that you need to display is basically this one, right? So when you get this message, that means the code is working. So you want to check it behind the scenes. Now we are checking it by logging into the database separately, but in the next exercise, we will retrieve this data and then display the signed guest book in the website. Okay, so far, this is a working code. Okay, so again, from line 1 all the way 30, 35. So you can pause the video here and then type it. And then next piece of code from 35 all the way 70, end of HTML. You can pause the video here and then type your code. So that's it. So I'll see you guys for the next class next week Tuesday, but make sure you make this thing work before we meet next class, right? All right, thank you guys. So I'm ending the recording here. So I'll be uploading this in relation to today's class lecture.